Hello, my name is David Birnbaum, and I would like to talk to you about our second webinar. The subject is sustainability. If compliance is about protecting the worker, sustainability is about protecting the world we live in and the creatures that inhabit that world, including ourselves. It includes problems of global warming, problems of pollution, problems of water supply, water treatment. It includes areas such as reduction of power consumption and disposing of waste and minimizing waste. It's a very complex subject. I would like to talk about two issues here. The first issue is whether sustainability should be a voluntary effort, where we encourage people to join in, or should it be something that is imposed? The experience of the industry in compliance shows that voluntary efforts fail. People will sign on and say that they're in favor of it, but push comes to shove, they will not take the necessary action. And so the people who are concerned about sustainability decided that they have to impose sustainability on others. There is a wide range of individuals and groups who are very serious about sustainability. Governments, for example, the EU, is increasing the lists of chemicals which they will no longer be allowed to enter the EU. Certain dye stuff, certain finishing chemicals. Now, if the garment contains that, it will not pass customs. The large customers, the big brands, many of which are joining with the retailers to have sustainable policies. The big factories, the transnational factories, for example, factories in Sri Lanka such as Brandix and Hyderabad have both created zero carbon footprint factories. There is a genuine movement in this direction. The garment industry itself is not a difficult problem in sustainability. The real problem comes before the garment factory starts their work, that is in textiles, and after the garment factory ships the product and the consumer buys it, which involves washing detergents and disposing of old garments. And so the main effort that we are taking here is in the textile area. There are those economists and sociologists who will tell us that sustainability and the cost of sustainability and the investment required are too great for the textile industries in developing countries, and that therefore this should be delayed. These same sociologists, many of the same economists, are telling us that child labor should be accepted over a period of time, both cases, sustainability and child labor, until such time as the countries develop. The garment industry doesn't accept this. And at this very moment, major customers are moving up to the textile suppliers and telling them that they must conform to regulations to increase sustainability. So sustainability will be imposed. The second issue is global versus local. It's an interesting problem. Everybody agrees that the rainforests in Brazil, in the Congo, in Indonesia, must be protected. And they go to the governments in these countries and tell them, you must protect these rainforests. The governments in these countries don't have the funds, they don't have the interest, and by and large they're pretty corrupt, and therefore any regulations will fail. The only solution is to look at a global problem and give it a global solution. People are doing this. Doug Tompkins, the founder of Esprit, left his company in 1991 and bought 42,000 acres of rainforest in Chile and has been increasing the acreage ever since. In buying the rainforest, he is not only protecting the rainforest, but also the animals that live within the rainforest. And has given employment to many people in the area to look after the rainforest. More recently, he and other interested people have moved down to Argentina. This is an example of a global solution to a global problem. There is yet another problem in this regard. Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of India, has come out to say that he will increase electrification in India by the use of coal. We all know that coal is the most polluting form of fossil fuel. We all know that Indian coal is one of the most polluting types of coal available. Mr. Modi's attitude is we need electrification and we don't have the investment funds to take any other course. India ranks 160th among the per capita income in the world. It is an extremely poor country. It has virtually no natural resources other than coal. It is not a question between coal and something else. It is a question between coal electrification or no increased electrification. Anybody who's ever worked in India recognizes that the lack of electric power is one of the greatest stumbling blocks to development in that country. The man has to do something. Mr. Modi was elected by the people in India to bring greater economic development and better life. He was not elected by the United Nations, nor was he elected by those NGOs interested in greater sustainability. His job is to help India. This is a local problem, but there is no local solution. The only solution available is a global solution, whereby other organizations come in to assist India to provide the electrification through better sustainable means, put up the money on long-term investment. This is a question of getting the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank, and other organizations interested. They have the funds, India has the needs. The problems of volunteer versus imposed, global versus local, are but two of the many problems that affect sustainability. The garment industry is in the forefront. And because the garment industry is in the forefront of this effort, they're discovering and are trying to deal with the problems before anyone else. When we do the webinar in August, we'll be discussing this at great length. And I would welcome you to attend and to ask your questions. Thank you.